Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and you can see I've got something sitting in this bucket over here, and if you look carefully you can probably see something arising out of it. And what you're actually seeing is Revive It Radical Rinse. And I mixed up a gallon of hot water and set it, I put some product in there, and it's just sitting there dissolved, and you're seeing what you're actually seeing coming off of it there is the oxygen is gassing off into the air. It's an oxidizer. So I decided to use this product on this particular job. I do have some Nanomax in the tank, almost a gallon, and I'll be adding that gallon of prepared radical rinse. So I better remember to put it in. So I'll do that. Sure, it is all dissolved. I can see that. When I use radical rinse, which I don't actually use all that often, I like to mix it up and let it sit for a little bit, make sure it all dissolves. It dissolves pretty easily, but definitely want to allow it time to do that. So let's take a look. This carpet is 5 years old. The home is owned by a regular customer of mine, and she was lamenting at the overall condition that they left the carpet in. I don't think for 5 years on a rental it's actually all that bad, but there's quite a few stains on it. Over here, these appear to be perhaps urine stains, although I got down and put my nose to them. I couldn't smell any urine, but I did smell some kind of a perfumey something in there, so perhaps they had used something to deal with the urine. It's removed the actual odor, but there still is the discoloration from the urine. So when I pre-vacuumed everything, I did pre-treat all of these obvious brownish stains with Proxy, and there's that right there is some kind of a hard, she thought it might be wax, but I don't think it is. I've put some citrus gel on. For 5 years, actually, I don't think it's actually really in very bad shape, but renters are often not particularly careful on the carpets. This, I thought it was a olefin at first, but I think this is actually a nylon. I'll be doing these steps as well. Oh, that is the light. So we'll deal with that later, obviously. And then in this room, there's a whole whack of little black spots. I have no idea what these are. Actually, I know some of them are actually melted marks. But there's a whole bunch of these little black flecks. I was able to just sort of pick some of them off. They're like, I don't know, some kind of a tarry substance or something like that. I don't really know. A big spill of something or other went on over here. And another something got spilled over here. Goes into the closet a little bit. One right here. More of these little black kind of fleck things. Again, more over here and here, over there. And there's so many mysterious stains on this carpet. That's why I decided to go with the radical rinse. This looks like it could be like a coffee stain or something, so I pre-treated that with Proxy. Of course, this was right beside the bed. Another one over there, looks like. Hard to say. But yeah, when I run into a scenario where there's so many stains and they're so sort of mysterious, one of the things I would often do is, or fairly often anyway, I would mix up a heavier mix in my tank. And Radical Rinse is one of the options I have, or Omega Citrus, or Revive It Rocket, which has both the Revive It Rocket has peroxide and citrus in it, and as does the Radical Rinse. But the thing about the Radical Rinse is, as you saw, it was gassing off. It's like really activated, and so the oxygen is really doing its thing right now. Very active, and so I wanted to have that for this particular job, because I don't even know what a lot of these stains are. So, and I'm going to be pre-scrubbing and applying with a hog's hair fiber pad, and this is a pretty new one, actually. I think it is a new one. So it'll have the most bite. And away we go. Now, I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but the pile is lifting right up. That's one of the nice things about using a fiber pad, and in particular the hog's hair fiber pad, is it really will lift the pile. I find it a little bit, well, interesting when I read comments from people who say that you don't lift pile with a rotary, but there it is. With the right attachment, you most certainly do. Okay, here's the area where all those marks were, and it looks like it's just removing them instantly. Aha! I think that what actually my customer was telling me was that with her rental properties, she actually has in the contract that when they get their carpet cleaned, they have to call Oxy-Dry. But this customer, or this renter, just said, I don't want to pay, I can get someone else cheaper, I don't want to pay for that. And so she said, okay, you don't have to pay for it, but I'll just deduct it off your damage deposit. And so that's why I'm here. Because my customer, who I've been cleaning for many years now, knows that when she gets me to clean her carpets, they clean up so well, and the carpets are going to last far longer. Yes, you can get that cheap guy to come and clean your carpet, but you're going to get what you pay for. We will include sanitizing, deodorizing, anti-allergen treatment, and a protector. Plus, I'll do it right. I actually pre-vacuumed this whole carpet, even though it had obviously been pre-vacuumed. And I will be post-vacuuming it. I thought maybe I wouldn't need to in this case, but I can see that because it is lifting the pile so effectively, I will need to straighten out the pile, which I will do with the vacuum when I finish off this job, and it's going to look great. And my customer, she said she was quite concerned that the carpet wasn't looking well like it did 5 years ago, and she was a little worried about it. But she said, I know that you'll do a great job, because you always do. And so she has a lot of confidence in what I do, and so that's why she doesn't hesitate to call Oxy-Dry when she wants her carpet cleaned properly. Now there's that kind of a weird thing. I put the citrus gel on that, and it actually looks like pretty much took it out already. I don't use the citrus gel a lot, but there's certain things that it really works very well on. One of the necessary tools in your toolbox of spotting products, I would say. I think this is actually a pretty good carpet, pretty good wearing carpet. Yeah, there was a mark there that just came out. Take a look. I can still see this a little bit. No, it's still there. It's some kind of glue. That's what that is. No, it's definitely not wax. Wax will crumble. So, somebody got some kind of glue on the carpet there. But I will try, I've got some solvent that I can try on there. I'll put it on the towel, obviously first, and not, apply it directly to the carpet. Because that would be a bad idea. But anyway, all these marks that were over here, they appear to be gone now. But of course I will be going over the carpet again with the Iron Man pad. I'm just going to run over this patch one more time with the Tiger pad. Hey, there's the Oxy-Dry then. I think having a good-looking business vehicle is actually important, and signage is actually very helpful, obviously, because wherever you go, once you've put your signage on your vehicle, well, it's almost, once it's bought and paid for, which it doesn't, you don't spend a lot of money, then you're advertising wherever you go. And I get lots of people coming up to me when I'm cleaning or at somebody's house, and the neighbors walk over and I'm handing out business cards. That's pretty common because they see the sign on the vehicle. And I know there's some guys out there that don't have signage on their vehicles, and well, it's a pretty inexpensive way to advertise. And you notice that my signage, let me just show you. I've got it on the back door too. If you can look back in my videos, I've shown a video of the van. It's just very simple. This is vinyl lettering, just a very clear logo and just a summation of what I do. The phone number's on the back. I don't put it on the side. Obviously, you can see I don't. All you need to do is have, a real clear and simple message. And that's all you need to do. You don't have to do a huge, expensive, big wrap on your vehicle. You spend thousands of dollars, and I don't think it's going to make your phone ring anymore. But that's only my thought. There's other ways you can spend money that will, I think, be more effective. But a good, clear, simple sign is definitely a good idea. I think image is important. I think image of how you how you look, how you're dressed, how your vehicle looks, how your equipment looks is all part of presenting a really professional image to your customer. I remember a couple of years back, I stumbled across a video of a guy who was cleaning in somebody's house. He had videos up, he continues to do that. And I think the very first video I saw of him, he was using this machine, and the thing was so rusty. I remember, literally, it was the first video I saw, and he was talking about how he'd been using this machine for years, and such a wonderful machine and everything. But the thing, it was actually an OP machine, but it was so rusty. It was literally, there was literally rust dropping onto the carpet as he cleaned, and you could see it. And the machine was just covered in carpet fibers, and it was just dirty looking and everything. And he was presenting this as if this was an acceptable way to go and be a supposed professional carpet cleaner. And I was just shocked. And I commented on that, and he told me to go and take a hike and mind my own business. I think he said drive on by or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but interesting attitude. I guess he figures he knows what he's doing and doesn't want to do it any different. I think he has now, but he finally got a new machine. But anyway, it's just amazing to me the attitude some guys have toward this business. I mean, you can just do it like that, with a completely unprofessional attitude and way you go about it, and not bothering or caring about, whether or not you have a vehicle with signage, or yourself, maybe just wearing blue jeans and, rock band t-shirts and dirty running shoes and, dirty machines and unprofessional looking. I mean, you can certainly do that if that's what you want to do. But part of my, I guess you could say, mission with my videos, my YouTube channel, is to try to encourage carpet cleaners out there to raise the standard and to be better than mediocre. Do the best you can at what you do. I think that's actually a godly principle. Comes from the book of Ecclesiastes, actually. Do everything you can as unto the Lord, is what it says. So, and I think it's important that reflects in the way that you present yourself too, not just doing a good job of carpet cleaning, which you obviously want to be doing. But present a good image, I guess, is what I'm saying. I think we should care about how we look. Actually, I'll tell you something about my wife. And she did this long time ago. There's some women that get up in the morning and they just, throw on some baggy sweatpants, tie the hair back and don't even bother combing it, and don't even, don't even make any effort to look decent because they don't have to. They're not going anywhere or whatever, or even if they are, they just don't care. They just look like and they dress like slobs. But my wife never does that. She gets up in the morning, she combs her hair and puts on some nice clothing, and she always dresses with class. And I noticed that. I mean, I don't think I've ever said it to her, but I'm very aware of what she's doing. And I know that, I'm just impressed with the fact that she makes an effort every day because, that's just the way she is. And I think that it's important that when we step into our business vehicle and we start driving on the road, that we continue to care about the image that we're portraying. A little sprout there. And maybe that's, I don't think that's overkill to do that. I think that's appropriate. And when you're going and cleaning for your customer, I think that it's important to have an image that reflects the professionalism that you're trying to accomplish. These are little black spots. They mostly seem to be coming out. That one right there, that line there, is actually a melted mark. And there's a couple of other melted marks over here as well, so I can't fix that, obviously. And that's actually an ink stain, which looks a lot better than it did. I really have been working on that. I've mostly got it out. I'll finish it off with a spotter coat before I'm done. I think I'll get it all out of there yet. And that big blotchy stain that was here, looks like I got that out, so. So it looks like I've got most of these blank spots out. Okay. Head on down the hall. I think we're doing really well here. Big mark right here, which I put Oxy on already. It looks like that just came out. Yeah, I think we're doing really well here. Some more black marks just in the, as I go into that bedroom there. Those are all treated with the citrus gel. I didn't pre-spray anything on this carpet actually. Oh no, I did it at the top of the steps. I did spray a little bit up there, that's right. Other than that, I have not sprayed this carpet down. I'm just relying on the application, what I'm doing right now. This is like my application of pre-spray and scrubbing in and agitating, and then I will finish it off with the Ironman pad. Let's see what it's grown. Some marks right here. Marks are gone. Some more marks right over here. Actually, I think one of those over there is a melted mark. Apparently they did have a dog in the house, so the homeowner did assume that these were possibly urine stains, but I'm not smelling anything. Yeah, that's a melted mark. We do have a few of those. Screw it over here. And then there's a bit of a mark right in the doorway that I just don't see. Okay, I'll roll this away. I'm down to about half a gallon, I think. I had 2 gallons in there, almost 2 gallons. One of the nice things about the radical rinse I forgot to mention is, boy, it has a really nice smell. I mean, like, when you open up the container, I mean, you'd swear you'd want to mix it up, and you don't want to do this, but it smells so good. It's like, it smells like a really good orange juice mix or something like that. But well, obviously it's not, but it just has a I like the smell. I think it smells great. It smells very natural. It smells like fresh oranges. Although when I'm using it, I'm not really smelling much at all. But part of the reason is because I'm not spraying it. Shower feeding, when I apply the way I am, there's no spray, there's no atomizing or aerosoling of the product into the air at all, so there's very little odor. There's an odor to it, but you'd have to get right down on the carpet to smell it because it's not getting vaporized into the air. If I was to, use a pump-up sprayer or my machine had a spray on it. So there's virtually no, although there is an odor to it, it's very, very faint, but very pleasant. Whenever I use it, I have people, they always comment on how much they like the smell. But in almost every case, if I'm going to use it, I will let people know, by the way, this product does have an odor, and if there's an issue that some people don't want any odors at all, and I give them that choice. But in this case, the homeowner who's renting the property out, obviously they don't care anyway. This odor, the very, very faint odor, would dissipate within the next, a couple of hours probably. Although I can barely smell it. But this will give the carpet a real good refreshing. Anyway, which is one of the things she wants. And again, we have what I assumed was a coffee stain over here. And you can probably tell that it just disappeared. Just like that. Okay. So, I have now pre-scrubbed the entire carpet. And we will look at that, gone. Interesting. It's amazing how well this all works, eh? So simple. That's the beautiful thing about it. It is so simple. And one of the nice things about using a product line like Bonnet Pro is, you don't have to start to guess as to how much you're going to be mixing up of your favorite bathtub chemistry kind of a mix or whatever. These things have already been all figured out by the manufacturer. And you don't have to try and guess and make things up as you go. Okay, so we're going to just head down the hall. Again, there was a mark right in the doorway there, all gone. There was a mark over to the left here. Again, all gone. It's looking really good. She's going to be thrilled with this. So, all right, what I'm going to do is I'll switch over to the Iron Man, and I'll do another video just showing me using the Iron Man. Although the obvious difference of the carpet, the greater appearance change always occurs with the fiber pad. Using the Iron Man pad now, which I'm about to do, is basically just drawing up and extracting through soil extraction transfer technology. The set method, now I'll be drawing up the emulsified and suspended soil into the absorbent cotton pad. But the primary change, or the most obvious change of appearance to the carpet, always happens with the fiber pad first. So anyway, I'll let you go, and thank you very much for watching.